Take down the fort. Take down the fort. Take down the fort.
Okay, bienvenidos y bienvenidas a todos y todas.
So welcome everybody.
Hoy es el Día Nacional en contra de la ley SB 1070 que fue firmada el pasado 23 de abril en Arizona.
Today is a National Day of Action against SB 1070 that was signed in Arizona.
Nuestro mensaje aquí en Minnesota es claro a los políticos y personas que apoyan leyes similares aquí en Minnesota.
Our message here in Minnesota is clear to the politicians that are supporting this kind of legislation.
And the people too.
And the people.
Minnesota no es Arizona y no vamos a permitir leyes similares aquí.
Minnesota is not Arizona and we will not allow those kind of laws here.
Kids that are a certain age, like this little guy right here, are being left without the family. How is that possible? I have a little niece that I love and she loves me. How is it possible that if I'm in Arizona and I look brown-skinned, they'll stop me and ask me for my papers?
Que niños como este niño, como otros, están quedando sin familias. Y eso, no, ¿cómo puede ser posible?
Not only indigenous, but the descendants of the indigenous, which is us. And we must claim our culture, reclaim our warriorship, reclaim our true roots and our identity. Throughout the years, we have noticed that we've made struggles, some violent, some peaceful. But today, we must start a new one. It's not going to be violent because we will not provoke them. We will not provoke them to use their weapons of steel. We have a stronger weapon, which is love, which is unity, which is culture.
When I say boycott, you say Arizona. Boycott. Arizona. Boycott. Arizona. Boycott. Arizona. Boycott. Arizona. We are launching the Boycott Arizona Minnesota campaign.
Hoy estamos lanzando la campaña de boicot de Arizona y Minnesota.
Individuals, organizations, businesses, and politicians to join the national boycott of Arizona until they repeal SB 1070. We're going to fight that copycat bill that they want to bring to Minnesota that does the same thing. That's right. And we're going to fight 287G and secure communities that does the same thing.
Y que tercero, nosotros vamos a luchar aquí para que no puedan pasar la misma ley que han tratado de introducir aquí y también luchar en contra de 287G y otras leyes que también tienen el mismo impacto.
287G deputizes local law enforcers to enforce immigration laws and act just like ICE agents. Is that what we want? No!
Que 287G le da el poder a la policía local de actuar como agentes de inmigración. ¿Eso es lo que queremos?
No! Secure Communities gives ICE full access to our county jails. So if you get pulled over for a petty offense or a traffic violation, they'll run you through the system and they can deport you. Is that what we want?
No! Porque estamos en nuestro continente y no nos pensamos ir.
Because we're on our continent and we're not going anywhere. Because we know that we're part of the economy of this country and without us, it doesn't function.
Nuestros valores y nuestros principios han sido parte de la fundación de este país también.
And that our values and our principles have been part of the founding of this country.
Y por eso no permitiremos que el odio y el racismo separen a nuestras familias.
And that's why we're not going to allow hate and racism to separate our families.
As Indigenous peoples, we know that we share a common struggle. We've all suffered and we've all survived, but in order to continue surviving, we need to work as allies and recognize that many of our struggles are the same. They are still making it illegal for us to be human and for us to be alive on this land, just like they once did to our Dakota relatives and are still doing to Indigenous peoples on this very land.
One of our Dakota men is today going to come through on historic Fort Snelling. Indigenous relatives, no matter where you come from, you are welcome here in Dakota territory. You are not immigrants as far as we are concerned. The blood that runs in your veins is attached to this Western Hemisphere, is attached to the land. You are welcome. You are allies. You are friends of Dakota people. Unfortunately, the painful history with this site doesn't end there. When Dakota people had had enough because of violation of treaties, because of starvation, because of disease, because of brutal colonization, some of our warriors rose up in defense of Minnesota Makoche. When they did that, we declared war on the United States government and its citizens. And this government, the American government, and the leadership of Minnesota made sure
that our people would never be able to rise up again. They perpetrated policies of genocide and ethnic cleansing against our people. After the War of 1862, our people were imprisoned, rounded up, held in concentration camps. There were concentration camps at Lower Sioux, at Mankato, here at Fort Snelling. They forced march our women and children in November of 1862, about 150 miles from the Lower Sioux Agency to this site, historic Fort Snelling. And our ancestors were imprisoned in a concentration camp set down by the river below. Cannons from this historic fort were aimed at the women and children. More than 300 of our Dakota people, we estimate, were killed as a consequence of this concentration camp imprisonment.